feel as well, though, you know, getting back to John, moments like this make me think that John's not just there to help give Sherlock some, like, focus on some of the stuff, like it's like another part of his psyche that deals with other information. I feel like John also distracts him sometimes and doesn't want him to remember stuff. This is the repressed memory side of things. This is he represents part of Sherlock's repression, because this is a bad thing. We found out about the kid in the cell. It was a bad thing, and he wanted to distract us from it initially, like, oh yeah, this was a thing, right? And we found this, and it led us to that. And Sherlock's like, no, it didn't. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. Let me focus on this. You know, it's like he's trying to keep him from finding the truth. I'm noticing that every time we come to something that has a shitty end. You know, it was like, yeah, then this happened, and it was like, no, that's not right. Pretty interesting. An anonymous person left a floppy disk on my desk while I was on vacation. Later took a closer look, and the floppies are indeed the originally manufactured version 1 of Secrets of Monkey Island, with original screen printing on the disc. Nice! Hey, that's good. That's good find. Oh, yeah. It's the fucking bully boy. One of them had a shotgun. A man-child with heavy fists. Yeah, it's him. And his cronies. Missing tooth, cane, no shirt.
Of course. Dudley and his henchmen, they couldn't
Fucking
stand
Dudley.
some rich kids playing on their territory. And their territory was wherever they saw us.
Those sons of biscuit eaters stood no chance against real swashbucklers.
No, they beat us bloody, I'm sure.
We ran, didn't we?
Well, yes, but only to get our weapon. Savvy? Head up that bridge, buccaneer, to the cannon.
No, I'm pretty sure we just ran away because we didn't want to, you know. We didn't want to get our asses kicked by, you know, big kids. So we ran to the cannon, huh? Where's the cannon? I'm not seeing a cannon. Is it up here? I'm on the parapet, no. Or the turret, or whatever it is. I don't know castle and architectural terminologies. This is a turret, right? And a parapet would be along an actual straight wall. It's a cool theory on John. Yeah, I thought so. It's like, oh, alright. So does John just want us to be up here where he is? I mean, I don't think I can get up there. No. I can skewer myself. Oh, my nuts. But I can't get up there. Alright, yeah, so not here. Still haven't found out who put them there. Yeah, somebody clearly knew though, like, hey, you're gonna like this, so... Well, he's looking up there. So maybe there was a cannon up here when we were kids, like an old disused cannon, maybe? And now it's gone. Now I want to read the floppies to see if they're still okay after 34 years. Yeah, I mean, if you've got an external USB floppy drive, I'm pretty sure they'd still work in modern Windows, you know. Like, it's just basic file reading, so... And USB data transfer standards haven't really changed, so yeah, it could work. If it's a FireWire though, you're going to struggle because I'm pretty sure that's a dead format now. On a modern computer, who the hell gets FireWire these days? USB accelerated way beyond what FireWire was capable of, and nobody put money into it anymore. I don't know where we're supposed to go here. John's like, yo, get up to the cannon. Am I But I don't have any different, you know, things, so... Let's read the whole thing. Maybe there's a clue in here that we missed. Who still has a floppy disk reader? Oh, what? Who's sane still has a floppy disk reader? You say I'm not sane. There's your answer. That guy. Right there. He has one. Yeah. God, floppy disks, man. That's a blast from the past. Chased off by local bullies, John wanted me to go to the cannon that can be found on the bridge nearby. Oh, okay, we gotta go to the bridge. Well, that was clear as mud. I'm looking for something with a view of the ship. But it's not, it's the actual bridge over here with the castle on it. The castle bridge. I wonder if it's this door then, with no trespassing. Nope, I can't get in there, okay. Oh! Oh yeah, it actually does have a view. Oh no, it doesn't. That turret is in the way. I was gonna say, if we can't have this ship, nobody can, and we sank it. Figuratively speaking. Imaginarily sank it. We wanted to blow them away.
Said that this cannon was still operational. Obviously, we tried to fire it.
Yeah.
Aye, if we couldn't sail our Arabella, no
See?
one would. With one good shot broadside, we sent those freebooters to the Davy Jones.
John,
No, we
this is
killed them.
getting ridiculous. We didn't fire the cannon. We couldn't fight those boys. We just ran. It was over. Just let it go.
No, stop your whining, you lubber. It's...
John, please stop. I said it's over.
No, wait, Sherry. There is one more thing you need to see.
Alright.
Oh, all right, John, but this one is the last one.
Avast ye! It's this side of the bridge. A small cave on the beach. We left a sign on the wall. It might still be there.
Ooh, oh, let's collect the sign. Yeah. Alright. Tried to use the cannon to get revenge on the bullies, but it didn't work. Could you imagine if that was like a repressed memory of we actually didn't realize the cannon was really loaded and it actually did land right there and Dudley was standing there and he got smashed into pieces? I'd be like, holy shit, this took a really dark turn. No wonder he blacked that out of his memory. Shit. Imagine all those kids that see the save button everywhere and yet don't know that it's a floppy disk. Yeah, that's the thing. It's so, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's so ingrained, you know, in the iconography of it being like a save is the picture of a floppy disk. Everybody just knows it. Even today's generation who've never seen a floppy disk. I'm not getting on an old man rant. So what? Don't care, you know. Don't care that they never saw it. USB sticks, cool. Flash drives, cloud saves, whatever. You know, it's all good. Technology's great. I love it. But, you know, they didn't use floppy disks, but they know it's the save button. But they don't actually sometimes know why. Like, oh, I get it's a floppy disk, but why is it a save button? But what else would we have? What else says save in the form of icon? There's nothing else, you know? I mean, okay, now cloud save has like a little cloud with like an arrow going into it maybe or something, sure. But specifically just a local file save, it's always the picture of a floppy disk. Nothing has replaced it yet. Like, what are they going to do? Show a picture of a USB memory stick? What the fuck is that? People might think it means vaping for all we know. It could look like a vape stick. We're like, what? What is that? I don't know. Weird. Is that a keyless entry system for a car? Like a Tesla? What has that got to do with computing? What happens if I push that button? But the floppy disk, everybody knows it. It's the save icon, and nothing's replaced it, which is really cool, in a way. So, they should be on the Scaladio beach, somewhere near the bridge with the cannon. If we're lucky, our mark may still be at the entrance all those years ago. So he's looking down there. Do we need to go down this way, maybe? Or is it this door? I want to check this door first. I don't think that door does... That's not going to lead to the beach. That's just going to lead down to the foundation of the tower. Let's go down this way. Is that it? No, that's not... Oh, right, it's underneath. I get down this way. Probably not. Okay, I'm gonna have to go around the long way. Oof, feeling old now, don't we all? I had to climb into the back of a semi-trailer yesterday to go and get some fruit and vegetables because the little stall that's been open all summer were having their closing down sale yesterday, and they were like, get a big box, fill it with as much veg as you want for $20, and I'm like, sweet. They didn't set up their gazebo that they've been having in this parking lot all through summer, and instead they set up a like just the refrigerator trailer from like a semi at the back of the parking thing. That must be where they stored all their stuff when they weren't open during the day. Parked a pickup truck at the back of it and dropped the tailgate to use as a step to get up. I felt old doing that, so like, ooh, this is... pull myself up, there we go. And then getting back down, like, ow, my knee. Grumpy old man. But I got $70 worth of vegetables and fruits, like potatoes and carrots and beans and lots of apples, like more than a dozen apples, a big bag of cherries, all kinds of shit, you know? I got it all for $20. So I was happy. I was a happy grump. Oh. I'm thinking to read the sectors of the discs and make them into an art like Ye Olde Wind Defrag. Oh man, I miss that. I miss having to defrag. I know that sounds weird, but you don't really need to do it anymore, right? It exists as a thing you can do to your PC. Oh, here we go. Here we go. You know, a thing you can do to your PC is to defrag it.
I think I remember this place. Let me see what we can find.
Yes, look at that. This is the grotto, the Holmes grotto. But yeah, you imagine now, like, you don't really need to do it anymore. There's a drawing. Here we go. Alright. Oh, there's the wheel! Dad's wheel. It's all broken.
This was my father's helm, so we had to steal it back from Dudley. It was high tide and I caught a chill. Spent the next week in bed with a fever. You can't put an old name on a new ship. That's why we called her Themis.
So this was another ship that they called Themis.
If you're a bully, it's a bad idea to leave clothes unattended while swimming. Someone may repurpose your trousers into a surprisingly good sail.
Oh, cool! They stole
matey,
Dudley's
let's get our
trousers.
ship shape once more.
That's awesome. Oh. Imagine the kids who never seen It's Now Safe to Turn Off the Machine. Or having to safely deactivate a USB device before unplugging it. Kids who never had to attach a MIDI keyboard to their PC to give a soundtrack in a game while playing. Oh. Feeling old. I still don't know what defragging actually did. I'll refrain from explaining. Yeah, it's a lengthy explanation. Best explanation I would give to people would be, imagine like, you know, like a load of pigeonholes on a wall, like where you would put mail, like mail slots. Imagine you start at one end and work your way across left to right, top to bottom, like reading. And then you remove a few of them, and then you start replacing more mail in there, left to right, top to bottom, filling in the empty gaps, but then you needed to put more mail in, like this bit here that's empty, and then this bit here that's empty, and this bit down here that's empty. And it all, one person's mail had to go in those spots. It would eventually get hard to find somebody's mail, right? So defragging basically resorted it back into, I guess you could say, alphabetical order, but it's not really. It's order by file, but like any program's file, it put all those little individual bits of information that was scattered all over your physical hard drive back into one single block side by side on the drive itself, and you can represent it as like a pigeonhole. So that's what it did. That's defragging in a nutshell. And computers are so good now at doing that automatically when you're deleting data and installing new data. It kind of does a little bit of defragging on the side while you do it. So it's no longer a problem. Is there anything else we needed from here? Oh, right, yeah. We need to put that there and put the sign on the side. Right, got it. That makes more sense remembering how defrag looked. Yeah, like the boxes, where it was like all green and red and yellow, and it was like assembling everything. Like some would disappear over here and up here, and then they would reappear somewhere else. It was doing that basically. It was like sorting it all up.
Good to remember. Let's take a photograph.
Oh, Sherry, come on. I know you want to do it.
Arr, matey.
All hands ahoy! Weigh anchor and hoist the mizzen. Heave ho, first mate John. We have a Spanish galleon to plunder. John, that's it. We've revisited all the places I wanted from my diary. Even without the rose-tinted glasses, it was good to remember, my friend.
And somehow we got 15 money. I don't know who paid us for doing this, but... Also, if those are Dudley's trousers repurposed into sails, Dudley must have put some fucking weight on. Because holy shit, that's a lot of fabric. Oh... It's the Mycroft sheet? No, that's apparently Dudley's trousers, isn't it? But then again, there's also a clothesline up here, so... Alright.
This cave is my favourite place on Cordona. My favourite place in all the world.
Well, okay then. The whole fucking world, and all he wants is a cave. That's a man that knows how to be happy with simple things right there. You know? And that's never a bad thing. If you know how to be happy, and you don't need much, I kind of envy that. Oh. Or the headache which IRQ chose to have a device working on your PC. That can still be a problem today. Like, you know, IRQ allotments and conflicts of devices. They don't happen often, but when they do, they're a fucking pain in the ass. They really are. Okay, so we got additional stuff here. Let's just mark those. I don't like little exclamation marks being like, you need to do this, because, oh, they trigger me so much. Right, so we're back to fragmented memory. We're going to carry on with the main case for a little while, which means we're probably going to get the next big case, and we'll move on. Oh, no, before I do I want to do the other M thing? No, we'll leave that. We'll leave that for now. We'll carry on with Mother's Love. So this is the main story. Another memory came back to us. We saw someone someone's hand hide a key. That makes more sense. We saw someone hand hide a key. What? Someone's hand hide a key in a pocket and a closing door with a woman silhouetted behind it. The door was somewhere on the first floor. There may have been a mirror nearby. So we're looking for either the mirror or the space where the mirror used to be. Cool. Is there a furniture store here with my stuff in it? I'm gonna go and buy some of my stuff, because that's the other thing that I'm slowly gonna chip away at, is buying items for the house. Because apparently all of our missing furniture is still for sale. Yeah, I find that so weird. It's like, no, nobody wants any of the old Holmes stuff. It's cursed. Huh? Well, I want it back then. Give it back to me if you don't want it. Pay me. But it's mine. Pay me. Alright, fine, fine. Where do we want to go? We want to go to... Look at this guy. He's just having the best of times. He's like, yeah, merriment. Or the famous yell, get off the phone, I want to check the internet. Or the opposite of that, get off the internet, I need to make a phone call. That's what I used to get from my parents when we had dial-up back in ye oldie days when pixelated dinosaurs roamed the net. Are you on the internet? Yes. I need to call somebody. Can you get off? Oh, all right. Halfway through a JPEG of, you know, a picture loading bit by bit by bit, and it hadn't gotten to the good bit yet. And you're like, God damn it. Been waiting 10 minutes for this. Use your imaginations as you will. Oh, Jesus, everybody talking at me at once. A customer walked in and they're all like, buy my shit! Alright. Hello. You have some of my things. I want them back.
Merhaba. It's a good day for a purchase.
Again, with the Klingon Ferengi. You know, it is a good day to do commerce. Alright, I've got 40 money though. Oh, really? Let's buy the rug in that case. I'll buy the cheapest one. I'll be back for the other. Oh, you've got statues as well. Hang on. You have...
It's a good day for a purchase.
Happy dancers when that picture was interlaced. Oof. Interlacing pictures. Back when the internet had sound.
Don't hurry, we can bargain.
Nice affordable clothes. Step right.
Yeah, when the internet used to talk to us, like in screeches and warbles and, you know. Alright, we will take the taxi and return home. Yes, the internet used to scream in pain back when we tried to connect to it. So, it was like, somebody's poking me in the butt. And you're like, oh no, I just want to browse. Alright, what have we got over here? Let's see. So we just bought a rug. I wonder where that's going to go. Right there, look at that. Yes, the rug. Okay, so on the upper floor with a mirror. And a door. Not seeing any oh, what's this? Oh, here we go. Do I need to look at this from this side? No? But here's the mirror, and here's the door.
Another one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it. Another one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it.
Oh, I really have to get up close.
Surprise for my mother. You had a shovel with you, John.
See, this is the part that gets really difficult for me, like with the whole John. Me wondering why if John maybe was at one point a real kid and we lost him as a friend through whatever reason. Is the fact that the imaginary friend is carrying a shovel. Now either he's just an imaginary shovel related to what they were doing, or was this really an actual kid?
I was holding an ancient Greek vase, or rather, quite a big piece of it. I remember now, we dug up the vase from Greek ruins here on Cordona, and were eager to show my mother right away.
Already feeling that British spirit of the old British Museum, like, look, I got some local treasure, let's take it home. Oh. Alright.
For some reason, the door was closed. We knocked. But nobody answered. We thought that she was busy. So we left the vase and ran downstairs.
I could tell your chosen provider from hearing your dial-up tone. I guess so, yeah, that would make sense, right? Because it would be a particular modulated sound to connect to a particular server. So, is that now a lost skill? Probably. I mean, there's nothing equivalent to that now, so, like, you don't need that to connect to the internet. There's no sound involved anymore with the internet, so... Because before it was like a modulated sound tone that was kind of like a dial tone, like an electronic dial tone, that would then connect to the correct server address down through the telephone lines. So that's how it used to go. Yeah, it does make sense, right? Because it's like a connection request and location. You know, like I guess you could call it kind of like a very advanced Morse code in a way, you know. So basically saying, I want to connect to this server here, and then that would connect to your computer and exchange handshakes and credentials and so on, and then you had like an open port access to the rest of the internet. And now that just is always on, happens on your hub silently. So, I mean, there may still be a modulated sound involved, I don't know, like an actual tone. I mean, at the end of the day, that was a tone translated into digital information via some kind of like, what do they call it? A transcoder? And then it became a digital signal from that point on, you know, but now it's just straight up digital, straight from the beginning. There doesn't need to be an actual audio component to it, I think, so... Look up DTMF if you want to know. Yeah, I remember that, DTMF. I'd have to look at it again to refresh my brain of what was what. Do we need to just open the door now?
There must be something important behind it. I can feel it.
What are we missing? We need to unlock the mystery of the door.
Another one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, they left to go downstairs.
I decided to gather some archaeological tools in order to take a closer look at the vase.
But then we heard something, didn't we?
Mom opened the door and knocked the vase over and broke it even more. Clumsy. Still uses waves, just different waves so you don't hear those. Yeah, it's, I mean, because, essentially, I was actually thinking about this when it came to dealing with the audio issues with this mixer, is that electronic frequencies and sound waves are very similar to each other, which is why it's easy to modulate one into the other and back again, to use sound to decode it into an electronic frequency, amplifications and changes and stuff, and then from electronic frequencies back to sound frequencies. They're all waves, you know, and waves exist in various forms, right? They have amplitude, they have wavelength and that kind of thing, and pitch and tone and everything else. Electricity moves in very much the same way.
The vase was broken, shards scattered all over the floor, and your mother was standing at the door.
Indeed, John. I doubt it was her. Let me concentrate. Otto Richter was standing there, furious at us. Dr. Richter told us never to disturb my mother when the door is closed. He said she had broken the vase.
But we didn't believe him. I bet he smashed it.
Yeah, we know the doctor was lying about her having tuberculosis and that she was playing as well, so... I wonder when we have cracked the way to directly stream data to your brain. I mean, that's what Musk is trying to work on, right, with his Neuralink shit. So... And then he can feed Spotify ads directly into your head. Or his tweets. Can you imagine that? You get the Neuralink so you can listen to Spotify, and every now and then his latest tweet just appears in your brain and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. I didn't want this. And it's like, well, I made this tech, you can't turn it off because you need to know what I have to say. And it's like, no, Musk, you're a creepy fucking weirdo. Stay out of my head. But here's a hint, people. Don't invite the creepy weirdo into your head in the first place. And then you won't have that problem. When they invented brainworms with Rickroll playing, oh no. Nope, no Rickrolling.
Still here. Presumably Mycroft never felt the need to sort through it all.
Or couldn't bring himself to.
No.
Or he's scared of spiders.
Would have put it behind him and moved on. My brother is not one for sentimentality.
So this is Mother's room.
Look what I found. The White King is under attack. Sherry, can you save him and checkmate the opponent in one move?
Fuck, here we go again. One of these.
You're not obliged to be here, Sherry. We can leave any time you want.
Yeah, chess. Puzzles, huh. Defend the king with the bishop? Or save the king by retreating? Yeah. I'm not a big expert at chess. I'm not even an amateur at chess. I'm kind of shit at chess. I played a couple of games with my father-in-law. He's really good at this. He'd probably know the solution. He'd dig through, like, chess manuals to find the solution to this. Or, like, he used to study chess games and he has a big book of notes and stuff. So, and he was on a chess team when he was younger, which is pretty cool. You'd say the bishop. Yeah, so let's think moves ahead. If the king... Yeah, because the red king can't move into the square adjacent directly up, because then the white pawn will take it. It can't move up into that area because the rook will take it when you take out that bishop. That bishop, the white bishop... Oh, wait a minute, we're defending the white one, right? The white one is under threat because the red bishop... Right, okay, no, I'm looking at this wrong. The red bishop would take the white king there, unless we move this bishop into there. But that wouldn't break... I don't think that would break the checkmate. We've got to checkmate him. Because then if we move the white bishop, then the red bishop takes white bishop. Right? Which means the king is back on the check. So all you've done is delayed the checkmate. And then if the king takes the bishop to uncheck itself, which I'm not sure if it can, but if it does, then the queen takes the king. Right, the red queen takes the king. So that wouldn't help. That wouldn't checkmate. Or is that's the king as well? Is that the king? Oh, that's the king as well. That's the red king as well. The red king would take the white king. If the bishop is beat, then the king can beat the opponent, and your tower has access to his king. I mean, I guess that's true, yeah, but that king is already on the checkmate. Because the thing is as well, like, if you're on the check, the next move has to resolve it. You can't do anything else to, so we could, it's not to get our king out of check, it's to put him in check with one move as well. If we move our king back, that doesn't create a checkmate. It does remove the checkmate of his bishop taking our king, though. Like, because he can't put the bishop then in a position, because we put him off the line of attack from the bishop and off of his king, and it would check the red king as well. If we move the bishop, we do not checkmate him. I mean, I guess we do, though. Yes, you're right, because the rook checkmates him. You're right. Okay, yeah. The rook would checkmate him. And then he'd have to do something to alleviate that. And the only thing he can do is to move into the neighboring white square, which is where we would take him with a pawn. So you're right. Let's do it.
Oh, nice move. You saved the king and checkmated the black king with the rook.
It's a black king, sorry, not a red king. I keep saying red because it looks kind of red in that image. So, yeah. Okay, so you were right. Yeah. Because he could, like, if he wants to recheck the king, then he has to use the bishop to recheck the king by taking the other bishop. But he can't do that because he's under checkmate, so he has to move his king. And the only places he can move would... Yeah. Alright, there we go. See, I told you I'm not very good at chess. I will listen to people that are.
Looks like it was damaged by a blunt object.
Does it? I can't see it. Oh, right, there's like a crack in the painting. Okay, got it. Maybe a bottle was thrown at it?
This room always reeked with an acrid medicinal stench. And here is the reason.
A whole medicine cabinet full of medicine. No wonder it smells like medicine in here. Used to play a lot of chess when I was young, but still don't know all the official rules. Yeah, I know there were some rules, like I thought you could do a certain thing, and my father-in-law was like, no, you can't do that. If you do that, it's an illegal move. And I'm like, why? And he told me, I can't remember what the moves were, but there were certain illegal moves where I thought they would be perfectly fine to do. And he was like, nope, you can't do that. Oh, look, it's the bridge.
This picture was drawn by my mother. I recognize her hand. There's a date on it, 8th of December, 1868.
Mm-hmm. And then there's this weird fan. There's another drawing. So that's the church up the road from us, opposite.
This seems a bit odd. I can recognize my mother's style, but it's far too sloppy. Dated 12th of February, 1869.
So that represents a deterioration, I guess, of her, like, abilities, and then there's this shit. Oh my god. That's the house, obviously.
It's difficult to tell what this is meant to represent.
That's our house.
There's no date at all.
And really thick, heavy pen strokes, or I guess charcoal, you know. What else? A bed with straps. So was she suffering a psychosis then, maybe? And that represents her, and the cover story was she had tuberculosis, but it might have been psychosis.
Straps on the bed.
Because you don't strap down a patient with tuberculosis. You don't need to. There's no reason to. Potassium bromide. Okay.
Seems this was the most frequently used medication.
Yeah, and I don't think you use that for tuberculosis. 1 dram dissolved in a glass of water, administered daily, not to exceed 1 dose every 24 hours, not to be given to
1
kids.
1 dram dissolved in a glass of water, administered daily, not to exceed 1 dose in 24 hours.
Is she schizophrenic? What would it be used for again? Potassium bromide. It's a sedative. So, I mean, if she was schizophrenic, and we have an imaginary friend. Oh boy. Ugh. Okay, let's go. Let's just dive down the rabbit hole. Whew. My gentle Seeger, alas, I am still yet to receive any correspondence from you. One presumes my previous letters are chasing you around the continent as you travel. I hope you are in good health and already on your way home. Forgive my impatience, but life without your kind voice and bright eyes is scarcely worth living. The boys need their father around too. I can tell that they miss you, though, as you well know, Mycroft is not one to wear his heart on his sleeve. He's missing you on the inside. In case my prior letters have been lost, know that we have relocated to Cordona. Please come back soon. Forever yours, Violet. So that's 1869. So when did Dad die then? Like... You also played chess but very long ago? Nice. Yeah, I never played much, so...
Not this one. Surface corrosion suggests it was prone to extreme temperature fluctuations. For medical purposes, I suppose.
What the fuck was that? Okay, that got creepy. Game, you're getting creepy. I was just thinking, what would they need extreme temperature fluctuations for? And there is some kind of like, almost like a straitjackety kind of thing, but it's not. It's like a bundle that you would strap someone in. So they were doing some kind of dowsing. Definitely, yeah, this game goes very deep.
Covering the windows from the inside.
Yeah, she had some kind of psychosis for sure, some kind of psychosis adjacent condition. Must have done, you know, because a sedative you don't need for some. Well, I mean, I guess you could maybe give it to someone with tuberculosis if they're having trouble sleeping or something, but there's other things other than potassium bromide for that. You'd be giving them, like, you know, valerian root or anything that induces melatonin, you know, to try to help them get some sleep after you deal with the coughing and soothe that. So, you know, and the breathing difficulties. Potassium bromide would be used specifically to, like, sedate someone who's in a panicked mental situation of some kind. Could you teach me the difference between suppose and assume? Assume makes an ass of you and me. I mean, that's another bad one. Yeah, it is a subtle difference in language. I mean, I guess they both kind of point to the same thing. If you assume something, it means you're coming to a conclusion, I think, based on information. And if you suppose something, you're putting the possibility out there that this is a possible conclusion, is the way I would say it anyway. That's my interpretation. I don't know if that's the correct one. You know, I don't know if that's the Oxford Dictionary correct term, but I would say that if you suppose something, you're putting it out there as a consideration. You're saying, hey, suppose this is what happened. You know, like you've got data and you're interpreting it and you say, supposedly, maybe this is what happened. And then it's like something you need to test and prove. Whereas an assumption is a direct, this is fact, this is what happened, this is what the data concludes. And it may be a correct one. It doesn't mean it's not correct. But it's being more definitive is what I would say. But that's where the saying comes from. Assume makes an ass of you and me. Because if you assume something and you're wrong, you've made an ass of yourself and someone else involved, you know, in that assumption. So I would say that's the distinction between the two. Oh, I don't like the look of that thing. What is that fucking thing?
Do you think the doctor could have used these tools here?
It's like a weird little brush combs on the end. It's like a scraper. I don't even want to know what that hook thing is. Observations of Mrs. Violet Holmes by Dr. Otto Richter, 19th of May, 1868. Initial consultations revealed the patient suffers sleep problems, periods of anxiety, and slight confusion of memories. Prescribed a strong sedative to be administered daily and will continue to monitor symptoms. So maybe we're dealing with some kind of like violent form of dementia or an Alzheimer's, like a very extreme case. 3rd of August, because I don't think schizophrenia comes with confused memories specifically. It might do. I mean, if you're in a specific mode of schizophrenia where you don't... I'm sorry, I studied psychology, guys, okay? So it's all coming back to me. There may be forms of schizophrenia where you, like, you're not aware of the change, but it could be more of a perhaps more like a multiple personality disorder than a schizophrenic disorder, and then you get confused memories because you can't separate one from the other. So, like, you can't separate one thing from another thing. Whereas schizophrenia is voices in your head that are distinct from your own personal consciousness. And that wouldn't necessarily involve confusion of memories. Confusion of purpose, yes, but not memories. So, yeah. You found my pancake tools. Hey, you know, you can make pancakes with anything if you try hard enough. Dictionary says assume is supposed to be the case without proof. Yes, that's another thing as well, I guess. Is like an assumption is like, you don't really have any reason to say that a thing is what it is, like to make a statement about something. You don't have any evidence for it, but you just believe it is, you know? Funny how they use suppose to explain assume. I mean, you know, words can have different uses, so... Explain red with green, gotcha. Yes, that's what they're doing right there. 3rd of August, 1868. Sedation helped to minimize the anxiety attacks, but Mrs. Holmes now experiences catatonia, apathy, and prolonged depressive states. Moreover, the patient's confusion has worsened. She began writing letters to her deceased husband. Yeah, that was me thinking, like, she wrote a letter to her husband in 69. Didn't he die well before that? 69 is when they were here, and he was dead. So maybe some form of dementia with outbursts of violence could be what she was going through then. Prescribed 6 further drugs to balance the mental state and weekly hydrotherapy. You know, this is back in an era of medicine where they were just fucking throwing anything at the wall to see what sticks, you know? Like, oh yeah, let's just dunk them in hot and cold water repeatedly to try to correct the humours, you know, and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. We were kind of going in the right direction, though. We were figuring out there was a bit more to it than drilling holes in head to let the fucking demon out. You know, it was beyond that. But they were still grasping at straws as to, like, will this work? Fuck, why not, right? I'm sure it will. Like, yeah, they still didn't quite know everything back then. And this is on suppose. To think or assume that something is true or probable but lack proof of or certain knowledge. Okay, so I was kind of wrong then. Again, just using both words. An assumption is a supposing of a thing, and supposing is an assumption of a thing. Alright, well never mind then. I like my explanation better though. I would always use suppose as like, at least presenting it as an option. Like an unproven and untested option. A theory. I would say if you're assuming something, you're stating it as fact. And that to me is the difference, so... But I guess from that, there's no real difference. So it's more just how we choose to use the words. 27th of November, same year, the current drug regimen has delivered middling results with confusion worsening into near constant delusion. Patient grows aggravated when these beliefs are contradicted, prompting aggressive behavior. Now witnessed several episodes of violence against her own family toward herself. Consequentially, I ordered that bars be installed on the windows. Mrs. Holmes be strapped to her bed at night. The dosage of all medications has been raised. I have prescribed the patient additional hydrotherapy sessions as well as mild hallucinogens. Alright, I don't really know much about pharmacology, and I'm pretty sure the people of the day didn't either. But I don't think if somebody's deluded and suffering from, like, strange mental episodes, the last thing you should be doing is giving them hallucinogens. Let me just further confuse what's real and what's not. So that would be this, I suppose. Suppose! So you see, there it is.
I doubt it ever had one.
Okay, no labels. So we don't know what it is.
Labels. I doubt it ever had one.
But it probably never had one. Okay. But that's not... Do I maybe need to look at it from the top? Or from the bottom?
There appear to be residues of the bottle's contents at the bottom.
There we go. Yeah, because it didn't fill the bar. I was like, wait, what? We just found the 4th piece of evidence. Could use 3 words in the same way. Think, assume, and suppose. True, yes. Alright, so we can analyze that. Let's have a look at this.
My mother loved flowers. They made her smile. I remember we would bring a new bouquet every week to make her a bit happier.
That's why we collected all the violet flowers we could find on the island.
So really they were just lying to Holmes and other people for the sake of seamliness, like, oh, she had tuberculosis. But no, she had like a psychotic dementia episodes. That looks like handprints. What is this? So this is from 69. Examination notes of Dr. Richter. Over the last few months, I have asked Mrs. Holmes to sketch some landscapes. The first were clear and accurate, but subsequent drawings have quickly drifted away from reality. It appears her disease progresses rapidly, perhaps affects her vision. Need to consider, oh here we go, drilling holes in heads. There is a medical basis for thinking that might work. I mean, we do that to relieve bleeds on the brain and stuff, you know, but they believed it was useful for other things as well, that it just absolutely was not. The obituary of Sherlock Holmes in the Times from 65. See, he was long dead. I was right. I was remembering this correct. Sherlock Morland Holmes, the renowned archaeologist, authenticator, and historian, is dead. We brought her a Greek vase as well, so she did smash it. Maybe because it forced her to confront who her husband was. Well, I mean, she was kind of an archaeological type as well, though, but yeah, it might have brought back husband stuff. Maybe he dug up a similar vase and she had like a psychotic break, just seeing it, and smashed the vase on the floor. Mere 41 years of age, so I've outlived him by 2 now. No, 3. I know how old I am. I'm 44. I know I don't look it. I look 60, but anyway. Trepanation was a real medical boom back in the day. Yes, it was, you know. People selling those little hand drills made bank back in them days. Hand drills and leeches. Invented ice picks that went through the eye. Yes, that's another one. They used to go in through the occipital bone and up into the brain that way. And it had like a little hollow point inside, I think, to let the blood come out, so it wouldn't get in your eyeball. Weird as it sounds, I'm glad to have palsy now, not back then. There's a lot of things I think we should be very, you know, grateful for medical-wise today for various conditions, to be fair. Let's be honest. I mean, just having this, like, psychological disorder back in those days? Oh my god. Like, the medieval days would have been much worse. You were burned as witches. You were thought to be touched by the devil and things like that, and, you know, burned at the stake to save the village from damnation and shit. You know, that's not great either, but even up to, like, just 100 or so years ago, a couple of, like, 150 years ago, 120, thereabouts, yeah. Up to then, like the end of the 19th century, you were still treated pretty horrifically. They saw it as trying to help and be more enlightened. It was, like I said, the intention was there to try to learn more, but the way they did some of it, if you read some of the stories about things that happened in asylums, it's nightmarish shit, you know? Like, they were not nice places. Sanatoriums and stuff, they were awful places. Some people were seriously abused there, supposedly for their own good. It's disgusting, and it's not that long ago, so, yeah. Burning for being a witch isn't that bad as being tortured for years in medical institutions. I mean, true, yes, I guess. It's awful in the moment, but it is much quicker than what some people were subjected to as well, so, yeah. But anyway, back to this. Seized by cardiac event during an opera at the Covent Garden Theatre on Saturdays. Despite the physician's best efforts, he remained insensible and died at 20 minutes past 6 o'clock in the evening. Sudden end came as a severe shock to his large circle of acquaintances. Mr. Holmes is survived by his wife Violet and 2 sons, Mycroft 16 and Sherlock 6. Funeral services will be held at Wednesday at Heritage Cemetery, St. James, by the Reverend W.E. Stanley.
It's a strange feeling to read about my father's death in the newspaper. I can't recall anything except the deep feeling of loss.
You were too young. It happened before we even met. It's so sad. I'm sorry.
Okay, so now we know how far back, at the very least, before Sherlock had his imaginary friend, or real friend, that is no longer around, one or the other. I'm still hanging on to that theory for now. Not only tortures in the name of science, there were a lot of sexual cases, true, yes. A lot of women locked in, which was even worse. Yeah, I mean, there was power and authority over people always leads to abuses of all kinds, you know, in any walk of life, even medical. And it happens today as well. I'm sure orderlies in, like, you know, psychological institutions and so on abuse their patients. You know, I'm sure some do. I'm not saying all of them do, but I'm sure some do. I'm sure it goes on to this day, because if you have power over someone and authority over someone, it's easy to, you know, unfortunately it is for us as a species, because we thrive on domination, you know. People give into it, and they go ahead and do terrible things, even today, and it's shitty. And they all deserve what they get in the end if they get bad shit out of it. So, any bad consequences that's come their way, they deserve all of it.
You're not obliged to be here, Sherry. We can leave any time you want.
So it doesn't look as though I have anything else that we need to do here. There's no other items. Right, I'm not picking anything else up on the back pulse. Oh my god, we've got so many markers here. We do need to test this, though. Yeah. The morning mania. After examining Mother's room, I started remembering chaotic mornings together. Alright, let's analyze this first. I often have to think about a time travel episode of Star Trek, and the character saying they then could not heal something as simple as blah blah blah. Yeah, exactly, right. I mean, you might be thinking about the movie where Bones was in a modern hospital, like from our day, and there was that old lady there who was like, "I'm waiting for my dialysis," and he's like, "Dialysis? What is this, the Dark Ages?" And he just gives her a tablet. He's like, "You take that and just call me in the morning if you have any more problems." And she gets up and walks off afterwards like, "Oh, I'm cured." She's like, "Oh, I'm fine now. Let me go home." It's like, kidney problems could be treated with a tablet. Yeah. I mean, it's an idyllic vision of the future as well, let's be fair. So, it's exactly that scene. There you go. See, I gotcha. It's the Star Trek movie that they unfortunately didn't have a big budget for, so they were like, let's just film it in the modern day in the middle of fucking San Francisco. And apparently, I don't know if it's true or not, but that cop, the scene with the cop where Chekhov walks up and speaks in a Russian accent, "Where are the nuclear vessels?" You know, apparently that was like, that cop wasn't part of the cast, and he was really a cop, and they filmed it. I don't know if that's true. That seems because how could he not see the fucking cameras pointing at him? But I've heard that was the case. I'm pretty sure that's just an urban legend. But, or whether or not he was really a cop, and they didn't tell him what to expect, just to please act this scene out with us, you know, and he was just dumbfounded by what he was listening to. He didn't know what he was being filmed for, so they was like, yeah, sure, why not? It might have been that, I don't know, but yeah, so very silly. Anyway, we need one of these. I will pull this into here. We need a 4 blue. We need a 3 in green. We do not have a 3 in green. We have a 2 in green. This is going to be a complicated one, isn't it? I need a 4 in red. We have a 3 in red here. We have a -2 in red, and we have a 1 in red and a 3 in green. 3 in blue, sorry. So maybe instead, how do I get rid of that? Let's just pull that back down there for now. But yeah, just put it back in its place. There we go. We might have to do some math here. Shit. This is difficult now. This suddenly threw some difficulty at us. Now I could take this 3 and 1 in green and mix it together with the 2 in green, and we will get at least the 3 in green and a 3 in red, and we need a 1 in red after that. But then how do we get... Oh yeah. No, we need the 1 in red and a 3 in blue, and mix with that, maybe. Let me just try that. first. Just to get started, we need these two here. Right. And we want to mix them together. Boop. To there. And to there. That gives us the 4 in red that we need. Okay. That's going to give us the 4 in red that we need. I'm just going to put that way the fuck up there. Out of the way. We're 1 short on blue, and we're 2 short on green. So 1 short on blue and 2 short on green. We have a 2 green here. What is this for? That increases the strength of a thing. By how many? Hang on. Let me just test that. That takes that up to 3. That gives us the 3 green that we need. Okay. So it goes up by 1. Right. Well, that changes things a little bit. That does change things a little bit. You have more operations. Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm just trying to think for now, what can we do basic to get started? I'm wondering where the starting point is. We can... I can make the 3 green I need just with this. Which means we don't need to involve green in this now, right? So, let me get this back out of here. Pop that down there. Can I not get rid of that link? Unlink. There we go. We might not even need that as well now. Let me get that out of there. I really wish I could just kind of... You know what? Let me just... Nope. Reset the whole thing. Start again. Start again. Now I know I can do that. I feel like getting the green, that's the solution for the green. Then there's a blue, we can add it together, and we get the green and blue that we need. Oh, and now I've started thinking like that. I see what I'm supposed to do. Okay. Yes, we can add these together first. Oh. I can only do 1 of each. Yep. Okay. I don't need that, do I? No. Hang on. Let's put that down there. Let's put this up here. Let's put this here. This one. Okay. So we need that to there. So then we've got a 3 green, 4, and a 4. Done it. Easy. I'm making things so damn hard for myself. And then we can do that to there, that to there. Stick those together. Stick those together. That go there. That go there. And we have what we need. See, look. I knew. I was just testing you guys. Analysis identified the substance as a hallucinogen derived from shrooms. This is the hallucinogen. She was doing shrooms. Mama was a shroomy. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay, so after examining the mother's room, start to remember the chaotic morning together. So maybe, yes, we go for that and now we start getting all these little pulses. Let's start over here, since we're here. We had to put
the tray with Mother's morning tea down, but why?
So she could reach it from the bed that she was strapped to, I guess. Huh. No, it was probably because something happened in the room and they put the tray down.
Mother was troubled that morning. Something we did upset her. Dr. Richter tried to calm her down.
Yes, you brought a vase that reminded her of her dead husband. She tossed the table over. Broken plate?
Broken plate shards were all over the floor. Mycroft had to change his suit as the one he was wearing was completely stained. It's starting to ring a bell.
Mycroft shit himself. Yes, that's the embarrassing truth we're not meant to know, is that Mycroft shat himself at the breakfast counter one morning. Oh my god. Alright, so... He didn't want us to know that he shit his pants. And he's been hiding this from us ever since with an elaborate lie. So let's see. What's this? Nope. We put the tray down. Were we playing tea over here? Yeah, we were playing Tea Party maybe. I'm just going to go with that for now. Probably wrong. The doctor attacked the mother? No. Maybe. Did he try to confront her with some truth? It could be, right? Let's see what else we've got here. She got all upset and he knocked the table over? No, that wouldn't account for the plate flying over here. Hey, Taylor! What's up? Yeah, I think it's this. He's presenting her with the newspaper article we saw about her husband's death to be like, look, he's dead. He's trying to confront her to get her out of her, like, her delirium, maybe? He's trying, like, what would they call it? Shock therapy, I guess? Like, confrontational shock therapy. And then Mycroft would have been over here. And he caught... or tried to catch the plate and caught it in his crotch. That doesn't track with that, because the tea tray... that's the thing, though. The tray is in this, and there's no tray. There is no tray. Not if we were playing tea tray with the tea tray over here. There wouldn't be a tray there, would there? Or maybe there would be. I don't know. But that doesn't look like... he gets up so quick he knocks the table over because she starts weeping for whatever reason. That's not enough to, like, throw the plate at Mycroft. So it's got to be this, I guess. He gets up and then she recoils and the tray goes flying. So how's things going today, Talon? How are you? Are you well? How's the, I know you probably can't talk about it, but how's the jury duty going? I haven't caught up in your Discord since you went to go start your jury duty. Have you locked anybody away for great justice? Yeah, I think we were doing this. Case is finished, justice has been served. So that's it then, you don't go back. Because Shy and I were talking about, because I've done jury duty in England, and we were talking about the differences of how things work. Boss got fired this morning, so that feels weird. Holy shit. Wow. So things be happening. But we were talking about the differences in jury duty, and you're done, immune for 3 years. Nice. So you get called up for one thing, you get selected, and if you get selected, you're on the case, and then when the case is done, you're done. That's interesting, because when I did jury duty, I sat in on 2 different trials. One after the other, not at the same time. We get called up for jury duty for a period of, I think, 2 weeks minimum, and you have to go every day, wait in the jury room for a selection pool. I got selected eventually for jury duty on one case, on one trial. It got thrown out of court due to technicalities and stuff. The judge dismissed the jury. I think they were going for a mistrial thing. And then I went back into the waiting room. And I was there for another 2 days, maybe 3, not getting called in. And then eventually I got called into another trial. And then that went on till about 2 days before I was due to finish my 2-week jury duty. And since there was only 2 days left, they were like, okay, you're done. You can go now. Not because I'd done a case. Normally you would wait for another trial, but they keep you for 2 weeks minimum, But since we were close to the end of that 2 weeks, they were like, if you get picked on another one, you're going to be here longer, and we don't want to inconvenience you beyond the 2 weeks you've committed to. I mean, I was a student as well, so, I was missing 2 weeks of college for this. And they were like, so we're going to let you go. So that's interesting, but that's done a different way there. Life is getting funky. I know, right? Wow. Got called up for one trial with 3 charges. It was yucky. Ugh. I mean, they usually are, right? Mine was like the most northern British thing there was. It was this young lad who must have been like 17 or something. Him and his friend in another trial in a different courtroom, which I wasn't in. His friend had been caught stealing power tools from the garden shed of one of his neighbors. And this kid was accused of being part of the robbery. Well, not robbery, because robbery involves violence. Part of the theft. Robbery, that's the difference, actually. If people wonder what the difference is between robbery and theft. Robbery is when you use physical force against a person to relieve them of their possessions. Okay, so you break into their house, you rough them up, you take the car keys, shit like that, or you mug them in the street. It's robbery. Theft is if you take property from somebody while they're not there. Like, they're absent. You break into their house while they're away or asleep at night and you steal their wallet or something, or you steal their TV or whatever. Or in this case, power tools from the garden shed. That's theft. So those are the 2 differences. Jury duty is weird. Glad I don't have that here. You don't have jury duty there? Wow. How did they handle the trial by peer then? Did they have like a professional jury pool that they have to select out of? Or are you just exempt from jury duty due to like a personal circumstance? Because that can be a thing as well. That was the thing Shy was like, no, you don't get to be exempt. And it's like, well, no, there's no direct exemption, but you can, like, when Shy got her letter, you were expected to attend. And she couldn't because she was on holiday and she had to, you know, reply to them afterwards and write to them and say, I was out of the country, sorry. And that was fine. She was excused as a result. But when we got ours, we had like lots of things we had to fill in. Like, if you don't want to do jury duty, you have to provide a reason why. And I could have said, I'm at college, and that was an acceptable reason. I would have replied with that, put it in the mail, sent it back, and said, can't do it. I'm studying. And they'd be like, oh, we don't want to interrupt somebody's higher education, so of course you don't have to do jury duty. And they would have deferred it, or just said, fine, we'll take you off the list for now. And not call you up for at least, I think, 5 years or something if necessary. And even then you may not get called up. But apparently here that's not the case. Unless you have like if you say, no, I'm in hospital. I broke my back and I'm in hospital right now. I cannot come for jury duty. Then of course they can excuse you, but yeah. So I can't say that I mugged someone since it's robbery. Well, mugging is like a local, it's like a common language thing, not a local thing. It's like a common language expression of mugging. Like, mugging specifically is considered to be like attacking someone in the street for their possessions, you know, stealing their wallet. It's a colloquialism. It's mugging. You know, we mugged you. But technically it's robbery. On a legal basis, they call it robbery. So no idea how that works. We don't have a jury duty in my country. They call people as witnesses only when they are somehow connected to a case. Oh, you got mugged once, Tay? Dude, that sucks. That does suck. Okay, I think this is right here. This has to be right, because we know the picture as well got hit by a blunt object, which is the plate. We can tell Mycroft was here. He got food all over him from this. So this must be what happened. We set the tray down because we were probably sitting playing Tea Party at the time, which would explain why we don't remember much about what actually happened here, because we weren't paying attention until shit flew through the air. But it makes sense that the doctor who was concerned about the mother writing letters to her deceased husband in a demented state, you know, because she had maybe some kind of dementia episodes or Alzheimer's with violent outbursts involved. Got your whole ass kicked? Oh, dude, how long ago was that? But that does suck.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Okay, so we did get this wrong. Maybe we did this here instead. See, the spiky-haired one is John. So maybe we ducked and covered, I guess. 20-year-old, so 17 years? Quite a while ago then. There we go.
I don't believe you! Liars! Get away from me! It's not true! It's not real!
Oh, this is real.
Oh,
Everything will be okay, Sherry.
Mycroft's like, oh, again. Oh, again? Oh my god, another suit ruined.
It was
Fucking
the morning
Mycroft.
of the 9th of April, the day my mother died.
This was the day she died? Yo. 9th of April started off badly. Mother was anxious, hysterical, threw food and shouted at the doctor and called him a liar. Did she commit suicide? I'm going to say now it's going to be... We were worried it was a foul play situation, but what if it was suicide? What if Mycroft smothered her in her sleep? Fucking kill Mycroft. John and I brought her morning tea. When the shouts started, I became scared. The only thing I could think was to do was hide near the bed and wait for everything to pass. Thankfully, John was there to protect me and calm me down. Except he wasn't.
She was not just ill, but mad. God have mercy.
I'm sorry. That explains why you locked the memory away.
There must be more, John. That was the morning of her death. I need to know what happened. John.
Oh. Oh no.
Every time you... I just don't... Please, Sherry, leave it be.
Just breathe, John. You know that I cannot leave the last stone unturned.
Further proof of my theory on John. He's the repressed memory. He's the representation of it all. That's why he keeps trying to distract us from following through. Or paint a different picture of what
At
happened.
least leave it for another day.
Yes.
Well, history tells us these memories are triggered by our investigation of other matters. I suspect it could not be forced even if I so desired.
Thank you. How are you feeling about all this? Tell me, I'm not the only one reeling.
Gotta sleep, see you later, have fun. Okay, Urana, we're probably not going to do much more main stories, so you shouldn't miss anything. We'll be back with this game next week, though. Tomorrow I'm playing Thank Goodness You're Here, so it's going to be a weird one. You might want to tune in for that. That's Northern British. I don't think Holmes would be alright with this.
It feels wrong, sad. Like they're the memories of another man. I'm struggling to reconcile my love for my mother with the reality of who she was. And worse...
Dude, there's no reason not to love
possessed
her
Mycroft
just
to
because
lie
she had a
about it?
mental illness,
There are
okay?
precious few pieces of this puzzle remaining, John. Let us dawdle here no longer.
Indeed. Wait. Did you hear that?
Yes. Metallic souls. What is this sailor doing here?
A sailor? In my house? Get out of here. I suggest you find another boat. What you want?
Isn't it? I was looking for you.
Were you now? Well, you found me. You must be a detective. What do you need me for?
With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
You can call me your new game. The
With the
rules
purple
are
paint
simple.
on your head.
I have something for you, but you alone must work out what that is.
And that something is my prize, I suppose?
You're a fast learner, sir.
Okay. So, stamp from a nightclub, maybe, or what? What is this? Pink paint in hair, painted recently, painted pink recently. Stains all over the shirt, so not a clean sailor. Old and shabby uniform. Definitely not in active service anymore. No signs of physical work. Okay. He's got a letter in his pocket. Hiding square-shaped thing in his pocket. So an old shabby sailor uniform with unblemished hands, so he's not really a sailor. Pink paint in the hair, so he painted recently, and the left hand is hiding something square-shaped. So we have conclusions we can draw. You know the main story, so it's fine anyway. Yeah, that's true. But you get to see how I play it, so... Which is badly. Take care, though. Have a good night. So the sailor came to the house declaring he was my new game. His hands showed no sign of regular physical activity, no corns, rough skin, owing to the fact he has an old worn-out uniform. We assume he was still in service. Probably not, though, because if it's old and worn out, he wouldn't be. That would not... You know, that would not fly on a ship. There's got to be military discipline. Keep your uniform clean. So, he may have been a sailor who no longer sails. Or is an artist disguised as a sailor. A pink drop of paint in his hair, which led me to believe he's somehow in the art sphere. Considering the tiny square-shaped object in the sailor's pocket, deduced the real reason behind his visit was to pass me an invitation to an exhibition. Come and look at my sailor's art. Or... A drop of pink paint in his hair betrayed him as a man who is involved in the art sphere. His hands show no sign of regular physical activity, no corns or rough skin. I mean, even if he was like an out-of-work sailor, he should have some, like, old roughness on his hands, right? It's at odds with his mariner outfit. He probably took the mariner's outfit. He could have, like, found a used old outfit that is out of, like, all run down and out of shape. Few artists know my name or where I live, so Vogel best fits. Yes, Vogel. And he is a game master, that's right. That guy. The tiny square-shaped object is in the fake sailor's pocket. I deduced he was employed by Vogel at the art gallery. The real reason is to pass me an invitation. Yes. We're gonna go with that. It's so obvious. These deductions, they kind of lead you to the right answer.
I cannot believe that Mr. Vogel has somehow successfully called my attention to his gallery. You're here with an invitation to visit it, obviously.
My word, you are fast, Mr. Holmes. Could you explain how you came to that conclusion?
No.
Of course. Explanations are my favourite part of any conversation.
No, of course Holmes
any
loves
sign
to.
Of regular physical activity in contradiction to one who would most usually wear such a uniform. The paint in your hair is pink. I don't know of any military service that paints their ships pink.
Yeah, there is that.
Unless they have launched a new fashionable fleet. A sailor with the soul
They tend
of an
not to paint
artist,
their
and I
boats
would
pink.
suggest rather a gallery employee disguised as a sailor to mislead me. How many artists on the island know where I live and of my passion for deduction? Werner Vogel is clearly at the top of the list. And you've been attempting to conceal something square-shaped within your pocket. An invitation, I suppose. An invitation to Mr. Vogel's gallery.
That was remarkable, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Vogel was right about your genius. I think he may have even underestimated you. This is your invitation. Please tell Mr. Vogel that the seed has been planted. He asked me to tell you to do so, if you win this little game. Farewell.
Okay. So the game is still on. Got it. As you no doubt have already guessed, I would like to invite you to experience my art exhibition, not only for the purposes of contemplation of beauty, but in a more general need of your genius. You will find the gallery at the Caravanserai, at the crossroads of a bizarre road and Hermes Avenue of the Old City. Always your friend, Vivi. That's not much of a game. Figure out where my thing is. Yeah, okay. You already told me, bro. Okay, you can go now. You're making this awkward. Shoo. Get out of my house. I will kill you. Oh, wait, no. I will take a picture of you. I will steal your soul.
Home sweet home, Sherry.
Yeah, no, though. Let's not. So we've got memories of the closed door. Sigurd Holmes' obituary. We'll tick those off. So now we're on the Muse from Abroad. Alright, well I know where this place is. I ran around the map before the last stream of this game, and the Caravanserai was down here, I think? No, that's the museum. Is it this one? No, it's not it. I know where it is, though. I've been past it. Oh, no, that is the yeah. The Gul Afshar Caravanserai. Okay, that is there. Cool. There's no fast... Oh, there's a fast travel at the mosque, though. So we can then... go there and run back. Make yourself at home, sailor boy. Have a cup of tea. The fuck? Now, look. Looky here. Just because I made this inflatable elephant doesn't mean to say I want it in my fucking garden. I didn't notice that was there until now. I mean... not the most observant of people is old Shirley. Or Sherry, or whatever. I really don't like that he calls him Sherry. Shirley is best. But no, there's no other little trophies and weird things from our previous cases. Then again, the only one we really did was the one at the hotel. I was kind of hoping we'd end up back at the hotel because we're supposed to go to room 227 to confront the mysterious M. But maybe I can't do that until I've done the second M mission. So it could be gated.
Sherlock Holmes, I presume.
Correct. With whom do I have the pleasure?
Emilio Estevez, happy to make your acquaintance. I am here on behalf of
I was
Mycroft.
going to say Emilio Estevez then.
He's on his way to
What?
Cordona. In the meantime, he requests your assistance with a sensitive matter. My orders are to provide you with the details.
Okay, I'm listening.
You have my attention, Mr. Estevez.
Mark Ridley, the son of General Arthur Ridley, is being blackmailed. Suffice to say, the compromising material is of a delicate nature. The matter is of no small
wouldn't make much good
importance to the
blackmail material
Crown,
if it wasn't.
especially given the status quo on Cordona.
What status quo?
What about the status quo?
The Ottoman population holds a certain animosity towards the colonial rule.
Goodness
It's been
me, I'm
this way
shocked.
Since we took over the island, General Ridley made concessions with their leaders, but I'm afraid we are still teetering on the edge of open hostility.
It's almost like they don't like the British Empire. I wonder why. Aren't we the good guys?
What does Mycroft want me to do? Retrieve the blackmail material?
No, sir.
Make
nothing
sure
of
it
the
gets
sort.
out there.
Mark Ridley is meeting the blackmailer atop the old city bridge tower. You shall observe from a distance, then establish the blackmailer's identity. Do not attempt to arrest him. We'll handle it from there.
Saving the best for yourself? Fine.
There is a cafe just over the bridge that provides a good vantage point. Please report to me when you are done. I'll be waiting for you here, and remember, discretion is of the essence.
So disguise myself, got it. Love, death, and Cordona. Well then. So where are we then? He wants us to... Like, I can't get in that door. I'm gonna maybe get rid of that now. So he said there was a cafe near the bridge that we're supposed to... I'm guessing it's this bridge here. So I think the cafe was probably like over here, right? So... But I guess we'll find that as and when we need to. Okay. Okay, let's just tick those off. We haven't done the other Mycroft request either, the eel hunting. We probably should do those. We didn't finish things here with the Mother's Love. Let's just do these real quick. I have an imaginary friend called John. Mother suffered from mental health problems. Oh my god, that does actually tie together. Okay. Fragile sanity, it runs in the Holmes family on the mother's side. My mother's struggles with mental illnesses could be hereditary and affect my mind and rationality. We brought her tea the day she died. That doesn't have anything to do with that, though, so... Okay, so that's Mycroft's request. Eel hunting. String theory was the musician in distress. We'll get back to some of these side cases in a little while. I do want to do this as the next thing we do. But, guys, I need to get out of here now. I'm actually feeling my headache coming back on anyway this last half hour or so. Too much mystery solving. So, I am going to leave it there for the day, and we'll get back to the hello screen and say goodbye.